What's up, guys? Just want to catch you up on everything going on over here. We had quite a few things hatch out recently. All of our ball pythons are out of the eggs now, and all 6 of these seem to be okay. I do have 2 that haven't absorbed the yolk all the way, but they did come out. So I'm gonna give them a little bit more time. I got them in tubs with some water in there, but if they don't absorb them soon, I'm gonna just remove them. But anyway, everybody's looking pretty good. I got some really cool looking fireflies, 2 super fires, and I believe a fire. But nothing's shed out yet. Some of these guys, this one's just out of the egg for 2 days now. So and there's a big lapse between the first one that came out and the last one. It was almost 10 days apart. So not sure what was going on with that, but everybody seems good and responsive, and they're all moving around and everything. So anyway, I'm going to show you the collection. This one right here was one of the first ones to actually come out of the egg. It's a really cool firefly. A whole lot of blushing and some cool flames up the belly and everything. They pretty much, I think, I gotta check. I'm pretty sure all the fireflies have the connecting eye lines. That's one of my favorite things about them, and super enchies and that type of stuff. So I really like them. I really like the way they turned out. The patterns are really cool. Almost every one of them is better looking than Dad, which is pretty cool. I actually think this one right here was the first one that came out because I just looked at her belly, and this is definitely a female. I popped this one a couple times, but her belly's completely sealed up, and that other guy had just a little bit of like the red nub left on the bottom. She's all sealed up and good to go. But once again, a whole lot of blushing, real nice flames on the sides. The like I said, the eye lines connect and actually go down into like a really short dorsal stripe. Really like the way these came out. And now that I've hatched out, I mean, after I saw the first firefly, I knew right away that I mean, I was already pretty convinced that the first ones were just pastels, but once you see a firefly in the egg, there's no comparison. So it was a little bit of a learning experience. I really like this one's got a lot of cool, sorry buddy, just trying to get away on me. It's got a lot of cool like side pattern. All the alien heads are all messed up, not really too many normal looking ones. Sorry about that. But if I do hold any of the females, that's definitely going to be this one. Now this is what we were shooting for. Like I've said before, I always wanted a white snake. I want at least one of each version. I want the blue-eyed leucistic, and I have 2 of these right now. The other one's the one that that's one of the ones that haven't absorbed the yolk all the way. Excuse me, but this thing is pretty cool. I mean, when it hatched out, it doesn't really, you can't see, it looks so pink that you couldn't really see the color very much. It looked like it was going to be completely white, and almost right away, once, and especially the closer it gets to shedding right now, you can just see the yellow all down the dorsal area. This thing does have a possibility of being a pastel. I'm going to try to bring it over in some better light here. But this could actually be a pastel super fire, and I'm not sure how much that affects how much color you get or not, or if this is just random. But anyway, it'll be pretty cool to eventually prove it out. I'm definitely holding on to this one. This is a male, and if the other one's a female, I'll probably keep her also. The camera's not getting it too well, but they both have really cool eyes. In person, you can see the red irises pretty well. Now, I'd prefer not to have to do this with any of them, but we did have one in the first clutch that didn't absorb its yoke either. And they can actually pull out their insides if they drag that thing around and it gets stuck. This is usually the plug you're left over with. They'll normally at least, at least with all the babies I hatch, they at least get this far to where it's just that little stub left. And then what I do is I tie it off as close to the ball as possible. I don't have any real specific reason why that I already know of. I just, I figured, this is supposed to really suck inside of them, so the more of it you keep, the better, is basically what I was going by. And I've tied it off. I'm sorry, this thing's fighting me a little bit. I got a double knot just in case, and I keep them in a really wet container when they're like this, so that way it's really nice and slippery, and I don't put a paper towel under them once I cut it, because like I said, you don't want them dragging around, and once that thing starts getting sticky or drying up, you don't want it getting torn open and ripping their intestines out or whatever. So anyway, enough of the gross stuff. Basically, you have it cut right, or you have it tied off right here. You just cut, to the right side in this case of your knot. Don't cut your string. It'd be better to have to cut again than to actually go through the string, and you definitely don't want to hurt the animal. So watch the tip of their tail at all times. I've noticed, and especially this guy, they come out so slimy. They're even if you're used to handling smaller ones that are jumpy, it's nothing like a snake covered in egg slime. They're very, very hard to hold on to, and obviously they're very delicate, and especially if they have the umbilical sac still attached, you really don't want to be squeezing or whatever. You don't want to hurt them. So anyway, we got that cut off. Like I said, I just put them back in the cage, and like I said, I keep it nice and wet. I don't let it dry out at all, because obviously you want to help with their first shed for one, and we don't want this thing getting caught on anything. So I've already done this, like I said, about 3 times altogether now, maybe, yeah, 3, I believe, and it's been successful every time. There's not a ton of videos on this that I know of, at least, and I just happened to catch one right before I hatched my first clutch, and it was very good to know, because I would have been in a frenzy trying to figure out what to do about it. Or I might have just, even worse off, I might have just left it and something could have went wrong. But this is the fire right here. This is the only one we hatched out of this clutch. I do have one from the original one. They're really cool. They have this real nice gold appearance, almost yellow, but not quite. So last but not least, as far as ball pythons, this is the other super fire. I haven't sexed it yet, just because I don't want to put any pressure on them while they still have the knot tied down there and everything. But this one, same deal. Like I said, wasn't absorbing the sac. I had already removed it before I made the other clip. So this one's a little bit further along. Try to get a nice shot for you guys. So that's it. I'll keep you guys posted on how they do, and what's going to be available and everything sometime in the near future.